we are seeing a much more damaged democracy than what we were seeing 10 years ago. So with the prevalence of propaganda and disinformation online, we could actually see in the future that people will no longer be voting down to facts and down to policy or policies that improve people's lives, but people will be voting down to pure propaganda and disinformation. So you might find in the future, in the very short-term future, we could find a political party getting into power that didn't get into power down to actually, supporting good policy, but down to how effectively their voters have been propagandized down to misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. So we essentially, what I would essentially mean is those people's votes would not be genuine votes, but votes cast down to pure misinformation and disinformation. So this is going to lead to a much damaged democracy, and it's going to lead to a lack of credibility when it comes to political parties getting into power in the future. So unless something is done to basically combat disinformation and having TOS to stop this disinformation, our democracies are basically at risk in the future. And you could find then in the future that counter voters could actually start using this as a way of discrediting their opposition's votes and saying their votes don't count because the people voting down to your party voted down to disinformation, not actual facts. So we are seeing a worrying risk to democracy, which the reason why we're seeing this damage to democracy is because of the introduction of digital media and social media. So our governments just weren't prepared to deal with the level of disinformation being spread online on these social media platforms. And these social media platforms intentionally have algorithms, or their algorithms naturally feed into the most destructive, political videos online. So they're essentially, without them being like reined in, or in some places, social media sites being complicit with these governments, basically, actually pushing. You have political actors basically pushing disinformation. These social media sites are actually intentionally tampering with the democracy. And what that basically means is we essentially have rich people basically controlling democracy by having a trap of the algorithm feeding into the most destructive discourse. So anyway, so that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hype the channel if you can. But most importantly, like, subscribe and share the video. Thank you very much.